So I'm delighted to be joined by Winchester City manager Craig Davis after first team training tonight. Davo, lots of things to discuss. First of all, good session tonight.
Yeah, it was good. It was a bit different. We got here and it's -3 degrees out there. The pitch is rock hard, so we had to get our thinking hats on. Made a bit of an inventive indoor session, and the lads got an absolute sweat on. Some murder ball 2v2s and a bit of head tennis and bits and pieces. No, it was a good session, and the lads, as they always do, bought into it, and it was, we got what we could out of it. Ran through a bit of shape stuff that we needed to work on as well on the whiteboard, and yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night, bearing in mind, not having loads of facilities and it being freezing cold.
So obviously we've not caught up in the last couple of weeks. So just sort of bring everyone up to speed on recent results, recent performances. Give me sort of a brief lowdown of the last couple of weeks.
I can't remember which games we haven't done. So Dorchester, I think that was the last one. Good game against a side that obviously had one or two people with points that wanted to prove, and obviously we wanted to as well. But it was just a game between two sides that sort of cancelled each other out, which is a credit to us really. They're one of the sort of fringe playoff sides, and there was certainly no difference in quality in the team, so I didn't think, and got a more than deserved point. Could have gone either way, so that was good. And then we followed that up with a what looks like a resounding defeat at Hayes. Wasn't anything like that, to be honest with you. They probably had 6 or 7 shots. They are a very good side, I've got to say, in terms of going forward. They're really good. Some of the money they're spending on some of their forwards, they should be as well. But we didn't quite do enough in front of goal, and we gave goals away a little bit too cheaply. But it looked horrible, 4-0. But we were expecting to get games like that. They were a kick away from being in the Conference South last year. So we should be getting, rolled over by them, but we don't like that. We didn't like that happening. But yeah, we were fine with the performance. wasn't too bad.
Also, I suppose since then we've also had I suppose you call it a mid-season friendly against AFC Bournemouth's under-21 side, who obviously had some first teamers involved as well. Talk me through that one from Tuesday night.
That was excellent. It was really, really good. They had Jack Stevens, Jamal Lowe, they had 3 or 4 others that had played in their first team for cup games and bits and pieces. Al Greenwood and a couple of others. And it was good. Grateful for them coming down and giving us the game. It's a shame it was another bitterly cold night. We'd have had probably a better attendance. We obviously made several changes for lads that needed minutes and stuff like that, and we were rewarded with an absolutely fantastic performance and some lovely goals. Really good. It was a really, really good night. Enjoyed seeing my team playing like that. That's how I genuinely don't care about the results. I just want to see my team play well, and I know that if they do that, then we'll be all right. And that was the case on Tuesday. I thought we were excellent, really good. And like I say, it's a good group of full-time professionals. I know some of them are youngsters and stuff, but they're Premier League youngsters.
Yeah, exactly.
They're no mugs, and we got amongst them, played some good football and scored some good goals. It was really good.
So obviously exciting news still on the pitch. It's still obviously our first season at this level, and the club are continuing to make history. Good news off the pitch as well. So here to talk to you tonight as well about the fact that you've signed a contract with the club as our first team manager. So first of all, talk me through how you feel about that.
I'm made up about it. I've never needed a contract. Money's not is irrelevant really to me. It's never been about that. I've wanted to move the club forward as best as I can, and it's well known. I've had several chances to leave this season as well. So love it here. Obviously, from my point of view, I want to know that the club's going places and moving forwards. And obviously we did, in terms of going up a league unexpectedly. We're still sort of like, everybody's a bit like, wow, we're in the Southern Prem every week. But it's more important how we move the club forward off the field, and there's really exciting plans afoot with stadium, hopefully improvements and bits and pieces going on like that, which will move the club into another direction. certainly propel it forwards. Got great people in terms of the chairman and the directors and Elliot and everyone like that. I certainly and I thought about that when I had the opportunity to move. Do I want to be working with people that I love working with and respect, and they're first class. So excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. No, I resisted the temptation to go before because of that, with the plans afoot with for the stadium and the ground and what the club's trying to do, I wouldn't want to work anywhere else. Of course, and they've always said to me, if the right time is to move on, then they'll shake my hands and I'll go. But I don't, I've got a decent job. I enjoy what I do, work-wise. I love what I'm doing football-wise, and I don't foresee that needing to change anytime soon. So I was really chuffed with the club to do it. And it just stops anyone trying to pinch me away.
Yeah, exactly. So I suppose a question supporters would be interested to know in a situation like this, how did it come about? Is it something that's been in the pipeline for a while? Was it sort of a request from the board that they wanted to put you on a contract? How did it work?
Probably a little bit of all of the things really. I suppose I've had 230 odd games, 50% win ratio, all this good stats that you've come up with for me, which I'm grateful for. I'm my own PR man. But to have that sort of record in a league, the club's been in the Wessex League and been in the Hampshire League and stuff like that, and have won games left, right, and centre. They won the Vars. We can never even be in the Vars. We've always been at high level. The club's been in the playoffs at Step 4 once previously to when I joined. So prior to that, they've never finished in the top half, and we've gone 11th, 6th, 4th twice with COVID, 4th getting promoted, best run in the FA Cup, best run in the trophy. We've done all of these things, but and the club's obviously thought that they don't want the distraction of people trying to come in and do, every time someone was losing a job, it was like
you're being touted
a little bit. So, and that's nice to hear, but it's also I turned up at training one session, and one of the lads was like, "Oh, will you offer an interview at such and such club?" And I thought, "Well, no, absolutely not." I turned up in my suit because I was from work, and so that things like that. Really, we don't really need that at this time. We've got a real, dog fight on our hands to make sure we try and stay at this level. And if we don't stay at this level, then we'll look to bounce back next year. So it's we're way ahead of schedule as a club where we should be. There's all manner of pressure on other teams. There was all manner of pressure on other teams to get promoted in previous years, and they didn't. So teams have got another year at that level. There's all sorts of pressure on teams to stay up in this league. If we go down, we've not spent above our means, the same as we've always done. So, we'll be ready for it. So we don't need any distractions. We just want to make sure we're all concentrating on doing our best to pick up as many points as we can. We've got 23 points from and we'll be looking to try and double that at least, and then go from there.
So I suppose now that you've got your future sort of tied down, if you like, looking ahead, what are your personal goals for your time looking ahead at the club, and then what you're hoping your team can achieve and what the club can achieve off the pitch?
Well, what can we achieve here? I mean, realistically, staying in this league would be
massive
major achievement, and probably a bigger achievement. No, not probably, definitely a bigger achievement than getting promoted. So that's the first thing that we'll aim to do, and then with the things that hopefully happen off the pitch, I think another season of stabilising, and then you can start thinking about what can you do other than that. So I think realistically, a club of our size staying in this league would be magical for us, and we'd have to have some special nights and days in order for that to happen again this year. And then if we can do that, we'll have another go next year, see what that can bring. Turmoil galore at the start of this season. We've lost so many players. I don't think that will be the case this year if we can stay up. So a lot's riding on that. Not be all and end all, like I say, and the club's never put that pressure on, but hopefully we can achieve that. We've got given ourselves a great platform. I think people, especially after losing apt that we've got Poole this weekend, but after losing to Poole 3-0 first game,
people thought the writing was on the wall already.
Soon after Truro 4-1, and it was like this lot have got no chance. So to be where we are, people would have probably ripped their arms off, but I wouldn't, because I think we've left a few points out there really. Been a bit unfortunate. Excuse me. But yeah, we'll go again and see what we can do.
Absolutely. Well, I suppose lastly, looking ahead to matters back on the pitch, like you say, Poole Town again this weekend, this time away from home. What are your thoughts looking ahead to that one? How are we looking squad-wise?
Yeah, not great, if I'm honest. We've got quite a few injuries. We've got a lot of stiff situations with that. Lads have picked up knocks and niggles, so we'll put a side together. We've got a few missing. I ain't going to give too much away, but we've got some lads missing. Poole Town are a good team, as shown in the first game of the season, as shown in the trophy when we did beat them. They've got unreal amounts of quality and talent. So we'll have to be at it. We've shown we could compete, and we'll see what we can do. We're not going to go there fearful. We lost to them first game of the season, and Tommy rightfully said they're going to have a lot of harder tasks ahead of them. Well, let's hope that one of their harder tasks is us, showing that we're a little bit better than what we are and having a go. But as I said, talking about pressure, there's big pressure on them. They were expected to get promoted. They're in and around it. So Winch at home, it's a home banker.
We've said that many times, haven't we? Lots of people have said that against us as well.
I'm being a bit tongue in cheek because he knows we're half decent and we have to play well to do it. But yeah, we'll go and give it a good go. That's all we do every week.
For sure. Well, Davo, thanks very much for your time. Great news on your signing your contract here at the club, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Delighted to be here, and obviously, the chairman and Elliot and the directors, very grateful for that. More grateful for the work I get from the lads and the effort that they put in. It just kind of makes you think, I want to be here and be part of it. But also the supporters, which are growing week in, week out. Yeah. So it's heartwarming really how much they do and they try. It's not a massive crowd like others, but it's getting bigger and bigger, and that's based on what the lads have done. So if we can keep doing that, hopefully that'll keep growing, and we'll carry this journey on together.
For sure. Well, long may that continue, Davo. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.
So obviously I have caught up with Craig Davis already tonight, and now I'm delighted to be joined by City's chairman Ken Raisbeck. Ken, first of all, brilliant news about Craig. Can you talk me through how it came about?
It's something we've talked about for a while, to be honest. And since I've been here, we've been putting in place a very clear plan to be successful both on the pitch but also off the pitch. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of work going in on both parts. And clearly, from a football perspective, we do punch above our weight. Yeah. When you look at our budget and other things, and Craig is pivotal to that. Without Craig's leadership, we simply would not be where we are. So that I think there's a big point here around how we have to reward that and also protect that. Yeah. The next phases of our developments really exciting, with Astro pitches and other stadium improvement, and really building the community club that we're passionate about. So we want stability. We want to be able to have certainty on that next period, and that Craig has so impressed us from the beginning. His work ethic, the way he deals with us, and the performance he gets from the lads out on the pitch. So I think for us it's a very easy and straightforward thing to do. Yeah. And I think the timing of it is absolutely right as well.
So obviously you mentioned plans going ahead within the club. Obviously we all know that this is a momentous season for the club. It's our first season ever at this level. We've gone the furthest that we've ever gone in the FA Trophy. Talk me through what's going on off the pitch.
But I think the two pillars of on the pitch and off the pitch have to go together. Yeah. You can't be successful on the pitch and have progress, but the infrastructure doesn't keep up. And equally, you can't have the infrastructure being developed, but the football side is dropping behind either. So it's really important that they progress together. So we are close to finalising a Astro pitch here, mm-hmm. which will be a great thing for not only obviously the club, but also the wider community. Yeah. We've got our rugby partners just around the corner. We work very closely with the Flyers, which is a lady and girls setup. And it really will become a centre that all of that can come together. And I think that's really, really exciting for Winchester, but also the club benefit too. Having state-of-the-art facilities. You know, we look at this evening with the frozen pitch and the guys being very innovative in putting on a session. If we had our own Astro, we could control a lot more around
absolutely.
that, and it would make a big difference. But also, there's a lot of investment needs to happen in the stadia here. It hasn't been invested in for a long time.
No.
We knew that when we came in. We haven't got very deep pockets to throw money at stadia and stands and things like that, so we have to do it in a very methodical and clear and planned way, which is what we're doing. So look, I think in the next few months you'll hear more and more about it, but this time next year I think we'll be sat in a very different place.
Brilliant. Well, exciting times ahead. Ken, thanks very much for your time, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Thanks so much.